Hello, good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday night, and we have our BEDJ studio again every Wednesday night. So actually, Wednesday night, pero parang late ba yung sunset? So maabutan natin yung sunset, guys. Maybe at this time of the year, hindi medyo late yung pag ano ng sunset. Diba before mga 5:30, 5:45, ngayon siguro 6 onwards. Is that parang maybe it's the time of the year? So I will just adjust. So I hope you guys enjoy tonight's session because this is the first. Take two, where my audio's not here. Hello. Ayan, sorry, bigla akong nawala. I don't know. Suddenly my whole screen got locked out. I don't know what happened. So anyway, it's the first Wednesday of the month, and every Wednesday, diba, we have like the BDJ Studio Learning Series. But the first Wednesday of the month, we actually have our game plan, wherein it's or we feature different guests to share with us how do we plan for our life in general, where we are now. How do we plan for the next few months, for the next week, for the next few days, diba? So it's just about being present and really learning more about how other people plan, how do we figure things out at this time of the pandemic. And then the second Wednesday of the month is our beauty talk. So we have a partnership with Revlon. So next Wednesday, we still have our BDJ studio partnership with Revlon. So on our beauty talk, on the third Wednesday of the month, it's our partnership naman of with Kandama, which is the art of play, wherein we talk about how we turn passion into action. And the fourth Wednesday of the month, of course, every fourth Wednesday of the month, we do our Wednesdays check-in, mental health check-in. So that's essentially our whole program every Wednesday for BDJ Studio Learning Series. But of course, since this March is the month for celebrating women empowerment, we have a lot more FB lives lined up for you. So Wednesdays, Fridays, please block it off. And Saturdays, so we're actually having Saturday special session starting this Saturday. And our guest tonight is also our featured speaker work for our workshop these next two Saturdays. So without further ado, I will introduce to you guys our speaker. Hold on. Our our speaker for tonight is actually a good friend and our guest in the past. In the past, you got this PH, and she talks about beauty transformation inside and out. So, without further ado, I will invite our guest for tonight, Coach Ning Tadena. Hi, Coach Ning.
Hi, thanks, Dar. Thanks for inviting me. Cute.
Thank you so much for fitting us in your hectic schedule. So,
Oh,
how are you? Kumusta ka naman?
so yun
We
na
haven't
nga.
talked. We haven't we haven't like talked to each other in the past few months, no? So how
Super.
have you been?
I'm sure you were so busy right after you got this nga, tas tuloy-tuloy na yung December. And me too, kasi I launched the first Be Beautiful Masterclass in December. And kakagulat, kasi parang from then to now, we're running na we're starting our fourth batch of the Beautiful Masterclass by March 8th, which is International Women's Day. So yun.
Yay! So we're so excited for that. And thank you for this partnership, for this beautiful opportunity. And so yeah, para ma-start off lang natin, maybe can you share about like what kind of change or transformation do you envision for the beautiful series?
For the two Saturdays that we're gonna be
Yes,
together.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, I if
Yeah.
I remember correctly, our title for Saturday pa lang ang nakalagay doon, Broken to Beautiful. So there, kasi for me, I think a lot of times it's really when we're pinaka at our down, when we're experiencing challenges, when we're experiencing pain, when it actually helps us to break through, to see things in a better perspective. So yun yung i-share ko on Saturday, and be able to actually realize that you had it all within you na pala. Yung ganon, kaya broken and beautiful.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And on the next Saturday, I'll try to recall what our title is. But it's really celebrating womanity. I really love that,
Nice.
womanity.
Humanity.
Yes, kasi yes, we're humans, there's humanity, but there's a difference when you're finally embracing the woman in you. And did you know, Dar, that there's so many women who unconsciously actually reject a part of themselves as female, the femininity in them or feminine traits because of what we learned in society. So yung mga limiting beliefs, yung limiting
Correct,
beliefs
correct.
about women. So yeah, so finally being able to being allowed to finally embrace the wholeness of our humanity and celebrate it.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Sobrang exciting. Actually, I'm excited to be able to hear you in the beautiful workshops that we're gonna have lined up this Saturday and next Saturday. So we're inviting all the Bellas, everyone listening to us today, to block off their calendars for this Saturday. More details will be announcing it before the end of this episode. So let's start. Let's try to get to know Bellas. How are you guys? Where are you guys watching us from? Please say hi in the chat box. You know the drill. We want to be able to interact with you this Wednesday. And while we're waiting for you guys to respond, siguro i-interviewin ko muna si Coach Ning. So, Coach Ning, kamusta naman yung 2021 mo, yung start? So, it's been 2 months.
Grabe. Okay, so
Ang
I can
bilis
only
ba?
I can only talk about 2021 when I backtrack from 2020. Pwede ba yon?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, kasi parang from 2020, all my plans were discaril. Yun talaga yung tawag doon, di ba? All the plans were canceled, all the plans were changed. And then, parang from there, I started just moving into, okay, I'll take one day at a time and be able to just bring my best in at this moment. Being thankful I'm still alive. Yun yung parang natutunan ko from the pandemic Being thankful I'm still alive,
Just to
my
be,
family,
yeah.
yes, just to catch or get your next breath. I was already thankful. And then parang nagkaroon ako ng inspiration to create this module. It's called value positioning. And in that, na parang now knowing that everything, na parang na-rip off lahat ng hindi natin kailangan, and we're back to what's truly important. Parang naisip ko, okay, now we can move forward again. Now we can envision a life we truly love to live, now based on what's truly important in our lives, based on our values. So sabi ko, okay, anything na lang na plan ko, it should be this. Based on rooted on my core values and propelled by my highest intentions. So anything in between, dun na ako maglalagay ng what are now my plans? What are my intentions? So dun, from there, mas na-set yung plans ko for 2021.
Sobrang ganda yan, Coach Ning. Actually, that's also what we've been doing in Viviamo. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or synchronicity. As actually, just in the last quarter. So after nga eksakto nang you got this PH natin, October, November, December, our company individually within our company where we're also checking in our values as individuals. Kasi
Mm.
tama yung sabi mo na parang with the womanity or parang our sense of identity, empowerment, sometimes we deny ourselves. And it's very important that we have this affirmation talaga of who we are. So we did like a workshop internally also in terms of reviewing our own values. And
Yes.
nagkaroon kami ng self-declaration on our chosen values. So
Galing.
mine,
Yes.
if you don't mind me sharing, is I am a loving, joyful, and abundant woman. Kasi
Perfect.
yun yung parang nag-resonate sa akin na values na even um, the sense or the feeling of abundance. Sometimes kasi we keep on living in this world of fear, world of scarcity, 'di ba? Na parang
Yes.
okay, this is my challenge that I need to move into this kind of mindset. So
Yeah.
this is
That
the
every
values
day,
I want to be able to practice.
wonderful that every day you live into that. You practice that.
Correct,
And
correct.
then it's easier now for you to choose what kind of plan you're going to to do for your life, or what will you
Correct.
choose,
Oo.
diba? Kasi now you're rooted in that.
Yeah,
Galing.
correct. Kaya nga sobra ko na-feel yung alignment with you. Kasi tama like everything, like we're talking this episode, this is all about the game plan, but everything talaga in general, we really have to understand where we are, where we stand, who we are.
Yeah.
Lahat na, 'di ba?
Kasi everything in
Parang to really just um I guess, parang yung sabi mo, doon natin iga-ground yung goals natin. Doon natin iga-ground yung life natin.
yeah, because
So, I find it very
yeah, because
yeah,
everything in life
go
is
ahead.
so uncertain, diba? Everything what's happening in
Correct,
this world
correct.
is so uncertain. So you can't really like talagang set plans. But if you're rooted and grounded in your values, then it's easier for you to navigate, diba?
Mhm.
Na hindi ka nagbe-break, but then you're flowing, but knowing that it's here, you're rooted there. Grabe. Actually, yun na nga it's ano ba yun? I'm not sure if I shared this story dati, but there's this story about the Chinese bamboo. Are you familiar with this story?
No, no, no. Go ahead, go ahead.
So, to grow Chinese bamboo, so you water it, tapos may specific pH level, so you take care of it. And in the first year that you water it, you take care of it, it grows 2 inches. And
Okay.
on the second year that you take care of it and all of that, it grows another 2 inches. On the third year, you do that again, it grows another 2 inches. And on the fourth year, you do it again, it grows another 2 inches.
Okay.
And on the fifth year, it grows 80 feet. And this just tells us,
Wow.
yeah. So sometimes this just tells us that sometimes we don't see the results, but know that it's actually being you're building the roots in that. We're not seeing it, but we know that once we've built that foundation, we built that roots, those roots, grabe na lang ka magbo-blossom, magbo-bloom. Diba? So
Correct,
yun.
correct.
Kaya ang ganda nun, yun. So like yung abundance, it's already there. Sometimes we just don't see it. Nag-give up na lang tayo agad because we don't see the results. But we don't know
Correct,
that we're
correct.
actually planting, we're actually growing the roots, we're strengthening ourselves. Yun.
Tama, tama. I really love that. Oo, kasi parang sometimes we really get impatient also with the roots. It's so
Yes.
actually your story reminded me like a farmer who plants the seed, 'di ba? Pag nagplant ka ng seed, hindi naman every minute or every day i-check mo, oh, may tumubo na ba? Nakakalkalin mo yung plinant mong seed, 'di ba? Because syempre you have to like let it be under the soil and let it grow there. It's not something that so sometimes ako it's a reminder for myself also that Okay, stop muna. Just allow for it muna to grow.
Actually,
So,
yun,
kasi
reminder ko
minsan may
rin
gigil eh, di ba?
I know, reminder ko rin yan sa sarili ko. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love that story. So Coach Ning, so asking you about like you mentioned like 2020 last year, diba? So how did your plans change ba last year?
Okay, so kasi
Meron pong question.
I'm a professional makeup artist and a public speaker. So I do talks, live events, yung mga ganyan. So talagang meron ako mga nakaschedule na shoots, meron ako nakaschedule na mga conference, conventions up until March, April, ganyan. And then, pagdating ng March 14, right? My gosh,
Mm-mm.
nung na-announce na, of course, lahat ng shoots as a professional makeup artist, nawala. Lahat ng mga live talks, nawala. So actually, the next day, I woke up, hindi ako makahinga. Hindi ako makahinga. As in, talagang, alam mo, worries talagang the night before. And then the next morning when I woke up, for the first 10 seconds, I couldn't breathe. And I was trying to catch my breath. And from that moment on, biglang sobra. It's like everything was put back into proper perspective. Because at that moment, my only concern was for me to catch my next breath. Tapos, dun ko na-realize na, grabe, lahat nung inisip ko na, "Oh, sige, itong mga plans na to, yung mga ano." Pero at that moment, hindi na siya importante. And it gave me
Correct.
such renewed gratitude for the next breath I was receiving. Kaya
Taking.
nag-post
Wow.
agad ako noon. Nag-post agad ako ng gano'n na sabi ko, now that like we're all joining in this together. And from there, I think because nagbago agad yung perspective ko because of that 10 seconds of not being able to breathe, I was able to start pivoting, and I think that's the word, 'di ba? To pivot. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
really a huge change, but to be able to allow yourself to pivot so that you grow in that direction, na being able to adjust and to adapt. And
Correct,
at that
correct.
moment, yeah, at that moment, ang gusto ko lang naman was to still make use of my talents. So, ang ginawa ko, nag-Facebook Live ako, nag-demo ako ng makeup, nag-talks ako online, Facebook Live lang until people
Mm-mm.
started noticing. And then they just started calling me up, na, "Ning, I loved your talk. Can you share this to my company?" And then it started, grabe, moving forward from there. And yun, I was able to do even nga, "You got this," na
Yeah.
yon. So, naging gano'n, nag-move towards doon. And I was able to, instead of doing makeup live, I was able to teach people how to do makeup. So, even the doctors, the frontliners, biglang yun ang kanilang naging wellness because nga I'm a life coach as well. So, it was a mix. It was a mix
Correct, correct.
inside out for them. So, it's been actually an amazing year in terms of being able to pivot and make do with what we have and grow from purpose na talaga. Na-realize ko, ang dami ko palang busyness from the past that was taking me away from focusing on really what message I can give to people and gift I can share.
Yeah, I can super relate to that. Like, um, sa akin naman, it was really like the tough journey being an entrepreneur, managing, parang making sure our company stays afloat, and then really realizing parang what is really, why do we need to survive? Parang yun yung naging reason sa amin eh. Na why do we need to survive? Na why do we need to exist in this world as a company?
For
And
what?
yeah, for what, 'di ba? So what is our purpose? It also goes back to what you're saying na parang it really needs to be rooted on purpose. Kasi parang yun siguro yung gift din ng pandemic eh, talaga, na parang asking you to reflect, asking you to, are you really in the right place? Are you sure this is really what you want to do? If it's gonna be end of the world for the next 4 or 5 years or something, is this what you want to be doing? So I think that's the biggest lesson. And I really, I don't know, I'm able, sobrang na-connect ako sa'yo doon. So,
Diba? Yeah, I saw din talaga how at sobrang laki na for me. I so love BDJ, but you ladies have Bellas, right? Have been able to grow and pivot again in that direction na sobrang naging centered. I think that's and talagang aside from being centered, naging sobrang service and blessings to many other women. So kudos, congrats, galing.
thank you, thank you. So, meron tayong question. So, guys, this is a question to all our Bellas. So, thank you to everyone who are saying hi in the comment section. So, I will just read some of you guys. Yung names, yung Facebook user, hello. You have to give StreamYard permission so we can call out your name. So, hi, Kate. Hi, Mabel. We also have, oh, Carrie from Cebu is watching. We have some people in Manila also. Madaming Facebook user. I cannot see the name, sorry. Si Mabel is also watching from Taguig. There's someone from Cainta. And Shen. Hello, Shen. O si Shen nag-comment siya sa conversation natin kanina on the small steps na she needed to hear this. So, thank you, Shen. So, ayan, this is a question to Coach Ning, but I hope everyone watching us today, if you can answer also in the chat box, yung pa-end ng 2020, syempre parang meron tayong vision na, oh, what would we want 2021 to be like, right?
Okay.
And so meron tayong that idea. What is that 2020, dung December na, what are we hoping 2021 to be essentially. And then ngayong March, naka 2 months na tayo ng 2021. Was it like you envisioned in December 2020? Was it different? Was it the same but or something? Coach Ning?
Okay. So, yun na nga, 'di ba? Coming from 2020, I think I was in, although I was busy and all of that, I was still in my comfort level. 'Di ba? And then naging courage. Actually, yeah, I what I can share pala is ever since I've come out as a life coach, as a makeup artist, not combined na life and beauty coach, I feel that I've been living in my courage. So, Dallas, I'm just encouraging you to come out, come out from your comfort into your courage zone. So that's where I was. And then but I realized na hindi pala pwedeng puro courage ko lang kasi it meant that I needed to be, ang limited ano nun was that I needed to be in control of things, that I needed to
Mhm.
plan things. And this is what I realized, yun na nga, to be rooted back first into my core values and move out in courage, rooted in that. And finally, kaya ang 2021 ko is this, is finally, since I'm moving into my courage, I'm allowing also things to the universe, God to step in. Now moving into my miracle zone. So 2021 is my miracle year. And true enough, stepping into my courage, rooted in my core values, 2021, stepping into March has been a miracle year. And it's that. I'm not saying everything is perfect. I'm saying everything is unfolding as it should be. And I know that it's divinely guided. So there.
Ang ganda yon. Everything is unfolding. So, I love that. Yeah.
As long as you know
Um,
you're putting your best in. Yun siya eh.
yes.
Put your best in. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that it's very important na parang regardless of everything that's happening, whether positive, negative, syempre, ngayon, di ba, nag-fluctuate yung news. Mayroong good news, may bad news, di ba? May left and right, medyo ganun pa din. But regardless of all these things that are happening, it's very important pa din on our end that exactly what you said, we have to put our best in. We still have to show up, like, be our best possible self. And then just I guess parang if you're responsible enough to put your best in, then you can confidently trust with with the miracle, as you said, that can unfold in front of you. Sobrang ganda. Ayun, sabi ni Charlene, like, stepping into courage rooted by core values. Ang ganda. So, very nice. Yay! Ayan. So, girls, meron tayong here, we have from Days Eve, a life in abundance and love sanctified by God. So, yun yung sagot ng some of our Bellas.
Actually, Dar, kasi nga na meron ako na-realize kasi you're saying nga, 'di ba, abundance and all. Actually, yun nung pandemic, dun ko na-realize yun. Sa totoo lang, the earth is such an abundant place. Kasi dun na nga lang ako dun ko na lang napansin ulit na sobrang daming flowers, the trees are still growing, the sun still shines, still sets all the time. And so everything in nature is so abundant. So, 'di ba? Tapos na-realize ko
Correct,
na lang
correct,
yung kapag tinanggal mo pala yung mga frills and all, you see that everything is already provided. Kaya abundant.
correct.
How you can't even count the number of leaves in a tree. You can't even count the number of sand in the beach. Parang grabe, abundant nga. Na kahit
Yeah.
nag-end na yung world, tumubo pa rin yung halaman.
Mm, correct,
Ah,
correct.
so,
Nag-pause
kaya
yung businesses, nag-stop yung mga working
ang dami naging
companies, 'di ba? Yeah, you're right.
plantitos, plantitas. Sabi ko, kaya ang dami naging plantitos, plantitas. Kasi na-realize yun, di ba, na ano yung mga na-appreciate yung mga plants, yung nature.
Oo. Yeah. So this Facebook user is saying that 2021 is her theme is the mindfulness and mental health and the acknowledgement of the work in progress.
Yes.
So, sakto. That's why I think, yun nga, I really like your word na it's unfolding. So, siguro as in my head, it's like a blooming flower. Yun yung
Yeah.
visual in my head. Tapos, siguro, Coach Ning, meron akong, ay, sorry, you were gonna say something?
Parang nga yung sinabi mo
Oh,
din tungkol sa seed, nung ano, hindi mo naman
uh,
pipilitin yun eh. Yeah, di ba? You allow it.
mm,
Actually, yun din yung
correct.
term na natutunan ko and I've been using since last year. It's really the word allow. Allowing.
Allow. Yeah,
Yeah.
allowing.
Mm-mm.
Nice, nice, yeah. Meron akong isang question. I mean, I've heard this last year. And this morning I heard it again. So parang it's a question for us in business. And I really like this question. Parang sinabi, what is something that you would not have thought of you can do before that you can do now?
Oh,
What are the
definitely.
opportunities that were not even open to us before and then that you are able to do now? So,
I think you can relate with me when I say, hindi ko alam kung anong age ng age group dito, but 40s and above can probably relate. I am such a techie newbie, techie as in, I really believed in, face to face, even my coachings for one-on-ones, even my talks. Ang dami na nag-i-advise sa akin that I can actually do talks online, but never embraced it. Never. And talagang, I think that's what it pushed me to be able to stretch myself. And again, that's another word that we use. It's stretch. To be able to stretch yourself further into that. So parang dati, feeling ko yung growth ko, ganito, parang from Ning 1.0 naging 2.0, ganyan. Yung mga bawat step ko dati. But because of the pandemic, parang dahil sa technology, from Ning, sige sabihin na natin nasa Ning 3.0 ako nung nag-start. Now I'm like Ning 8.0. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm
ah,
an expert. I'm just saying such leaps and bounds na for me, na grabe na naka-create ng online course, ng masterclass, na ako sa system, a community. Go, whoa, never in my wildest dreams.
Nice, nice. So, Coach Ning, since yun nga, you also mentioned how you were able to pivot and you really owned and claimed being a life and beauty coach. Um, have you had clients tell you na parang they don't know how to plan for 2021? Kasi
Yeah.
parang sometimes, I think late last year din we would have some people tell us na, why will I buy even a planner? Why would I make plans for 2021? Eh, parang magulo pa yung mundo.
Actually,
What
yun
would
na
you
nga.
tell them?
I'm still going back to yung sinabi ko kanina. Actually, now, mas precious nga sa akin yung planner that I have eh. The BDJ planner. Kasi lalo na with the questions na it's again, making me grounded, rooting me back to what's important to me. So parang minsan kahit nakikita ko na okay, walang masyadong plano pero knowing na I'm anchored, yun yung tawag ko sa
Uh-huh.
sarili ko, oo, I'm anchored. So it's now easier for me to allow myself to take one step at a time, one small step at a time, say yes to whatever opportunity comes my way. Yung hindi na masyadong, ay naku, ano bang mangyayari dito? No, just take one step at a time, say yes to opportunities coming your way, and be totally present, completely present wherever you are at that moment. And still, ganito kasi siya eh. I tell people, yes, we can make plans. There's a difference in making plans and being attached to the results. Okay? Setting goals is good.
Correct,
Making
correct.
plans is good. Just allow yourself to be flexible. Yun na nga, as long as you're rooted, yun lang yun eh. As long as you're rooted in your core values and propelled by your highest intentions, by your vision, the plans can change, but you have to make plans. You have to make plans. Just don't,
Correct,
but
correct,
direction, meron kang steps to take, but just don't be attached to the results. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the
correct.
journey while you're going towards that goal. Because you know what? It's really, meron ka talagang nagde-develop as you're growing towards that goal. And it's really, I don't know kung sobra bang cliche, but it's really the journey that matters eh. Kaya nga hindi tayo nag-attach to the result because life is always a journey. It's always a learning. And I think I shared this with you got this before. Nasabi ko, um, every step we take, it's like parang up, it helps us, our successes, they help us grow higher. But then our detours, they help us grow wider. And our lows, they're the ones that help us grow deeper and stronger. So for me, again, every step of the way is valuable. It's important. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Meron din akong dagdag na one quote lang. I heard it, I think, 2 weeks ago. Tapos I thought it was sort of funny. But I don't know, baka ako lang, weird humor. Sabi niya parang, you can't hit a target that you do not know. So,
Exactly.
parang you cannot hit a target that you know. So it seems like parang yun nga, parang if we just go on, let's say without a plan, all the more we cannot hit any target versus if you have something, as you said, pwede ka naman mag-pivot, pwede mo naman siyang i-change, pwede mo naman siyang i-adjust, but you have a higher chances of hitting that versus zero, as in none at all, diba?
Exactly.
So very, very interesting. So ayan, ito naman, I think this a question from, sorry, I think I'm fading out this time talaga. Pumapasok
Yeah.
yung mga mga tao bumabalik sa bahay. So so
Next
at this
question.
time, yeah, our next question. So our lives see constant change. So Bellas, please help us answer this question also. What
What?
advice would you give people who are having a hard time with change?
Okay. I actually have a quote for that, and I'd like to share it. Ayan.
Go ahead. Ay,
Well,
hindi pa ata naka-ready.
okay.
Sorry.
If not, I'll show. Kita ka ba? Anyway, it's this. I'll read it. Yan na.
Ayan, ayan na.
Yeah. It says here, for a seed to achieve its greatest expression, it must come completely undone. The shell cracks, its insides come out, and everything changes. To someone who doesn't understand growth, it would look like complete destruction. So, um, sometimes yun eh. When we are, most of the time it's that we're being disturbed, we're being removed from our comfort, and know that at that moment, it's actually our opportunity, our chance to grow into our courage. Yun talaga yun, to go beyond the boundaries that we feel are ito na yung naging comfort zone natin, and to grow beyond that. So, that's what I usually what that's what I usually share with my coaches. Actually, just had a talk this morning, and sabi ko talaga sa kanila, ang title ng talk ko sa kanila is from breakdown to breakthroughs, because I feel that in every breakdown I encountered, the cracks, yung mga cracks that were formed, that's where the light came in. Kumbaga ganon. That's where, well, again, I'm gonna use God, but that's where God's light came in. It's really that, because sometimes we become so hardened. We can let go of the ano na of the quote. Yan. So I don't know if I'm gonna be too technical, but okay. So as a life coach,
Go.
yeah, as a life coach kasi, yung isa kong specialization is being a personality executive coach. And in the study of the personality that I teach, it's, di ba parang pag when you take personality tests, it just teaches you what your personality is, right? What's your characteristics, yung
Correct,
mga ganyan.
correct.
Yes. But for me, in our study, it actually shows us that our personality is our first armor that we put up when we were growing up so that we can protect ourselves. So armor siya, it was our coping mechanism. So sa totoo lang, a lot of us in adulthood, we're walking around in armors. Naka-armor tayo. Totoo yan. And
Correct, correct.
um, it's these things, it's these challenges, it's these breakdowns that somehow put a crack, finally nagka-crack dun sa mga armors natin, that finally actually allows us to come out. So, yun yung sinishare ko doon. And it's actually pushing us to, where can I grow more? Where can I stretch more? What do I need to let go of that no longer serves me? Yun yung mga ganyan. You become, you become acquainted now with these questions that are important because these changes are disturbing you. So, yeah.
Ganda, ganda. Thank you. Thank you for so much for that, Coach Ning. So, we have like a lot of our Bellas like commenting, meron ding from, you said from breakdowns to breakthroughs. Sabi din ni Micah, from setbacks to comebacks. Tapos sabi ni Kate, change, adapt, kaya mo yan, girl.
Yeah.
We also have, ayan, from Crystal, like breathe, just go through it. And then, ayan, sabi ulit ni Kate, the art of letting go back.
The art of letting. And then
Mhm.
talaga. For me, I've realized this so many times na talaga. Pain always has a purpose. Pain always has a purpose. The only time it becomes, actually, pain kasi message yan eh. May message lang siyang sinasabi.
Correct.
What
Yes.
you pay attention to, what you need to change, ganyan. The only time pain becomes worse is when we don't listen to what it's telling us. 'Di ba? So yun siya. So always, what is this telling me? What am I learning from this? I think that's the question we need to ask ourselves when we're experiencing setbacks, when we're experiencing change, that na medyo mahirap for us to adapt to.
Yes, ang ganda
What
niyan. So,
me?
so I think related to your statement on pain always has a purpose. So, what are the emotions you go through when you experience change? Are you a person who enjoys change, or are you the type of person na nahihirapan sa mga changes?
Well, in terms of yun na nga, sa feeling ko meron akong mga flexible ako, pero meron akong sobrang tigas ng ulo ko, yung gano'n. And sometimes, yung mga ganyang bagay, yun na nga, yung 'pag matigas yung ulo mo na hindi ka pa makinig dun sa konting ano lang, yun, dun ka talaga mas, um, sinabi yun ni Oprah na it starts first with a whisper, and then it becomes a slap, and then when you don't still listen to the slap, it becomes a brick that falls on you, and then if not, the whole wall parang will
All from
fall.
you.
And yeah, message ko yan about me sa sickness ko dati, kasi I actually went through a female sickness, kaya nga yung mission ko talaga is to really help women heal, help empower women, and embrace everything about themselves, kasi I had a female disease. And when I say disease, kaya ano siya eh, I call it disease because it's dash ease, because it's anywhere where you have a lack of ease. And so for a long time, I was carrying this female dis-ease with me na parang hindi ko siya ma-address kasi parang hindi ko siya pinapansin. And until fourth I was scheduled na for my fourth operation to remove cysts in my ovaries in 4 consecutive
Oh,
years. Yeah, and
wow.
that's when an OB asked me this question that really shook me, parang jolted me. Sabi niya, Ning, what are you doing with your life that's making your cysts grow back so big and so fast? Sabi ko, what?
Wow.
Yeah, ano parang, oh, weird, Doc. Parang gusto kong sabihin sa kanya, Doc, in Western medicine, endometriosis, the cause for that is unknown. If Western medicine doesn't know, then how should I know? 'Di ba? But then, that's
Correct,
when
correct.
that statement. So at that moment, I was rejecting it, di ba? Pero that statement stuck with me. Kaya for me as a life coach, another role that we have is not really to give answers, but it's to ask the questions that disturb, and that disturbed me, and that made me start thinking. And after a while, ito yung question ko na, okay, if I start admitting, if I start accepting that I had something to do, I had something to contribute to my disease, then I may have something to contribute to my healing. And it was
Yes. Ang
so
ganda.
yeah, it was so
Correct.
empowering because I finally started taking responsibility for my life, the actions that
Correct,
I did,
correct.
the thoughts that I think, the emotions that I feel. So yun. So yun
That's so
siya. Yung parang,
beautiful. That's so nice. Oh. So, I mean, related to the emotions and I guess on the change, diba? Parang, would you have like some tips on how we can harness that to fuel growth?
okay. So allow yourself, yun muna yun. Allow yourself to be disturbed. And then when you are
Yeah.
disturbed, ask yourself important questions. Yun na nga. Alam nyo, ganito siya ha. For me, now I really know this. Our mind is so powerful. We actually just use 10% of our mind. Do we know that? Our
Mm-hmm.
conscious
Yes, yes, yes.
mind is only 10%. And that's what we use when we're awake, when we're focused, when we're talking. And then there's this vast power behind it, which is the subconscious mind, 90%. Na parang sobrang dami ng alam yan actually. So sa totoo lang, for me, hindi lang yun eh. Parang it's when we're more aligned, mindful, connected to our inner guidance, our intuition. So parang kasama na din yung subconscious mind. Ang sabi ko, how can you harness? Ask yourself the question, You can even ask yourself, what is this telling me? Yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, questions are so important. Even Einstein said that. Not for me, if I had a problem to solve, parang ganyan, I would ask myself, parang, if I had 1 hour to solve something, parang I will spend the first 50 minutes. So please do not quote me verbatim on this. Ah. Parang I'll spend the first 15 minutes figuring out the right question. Because if I
Correct.
have the
Yeah.
right question, parang the solution really just comes out. So yun tayo. How
Correct.
ask yourself open parang ask yourself proactive questions. What is this telling me? What is this teaching me? How else can I grow? What is your message for me? Parang ganyan. And usually when we ask ourselves that, it doesn't have to come the answer doesn't have to come the next day. Pero may kadugtong yan ha. When you ask yourself these questions, then now be mindful because these answers will come. Hindi siya yung biglang may magsasalita sa iyo or or bubulong lang, but they will come in guides. Parang you'll be able to read something. You'll be able to hear someone tell you something, and you'll be able to watch something, or in the morning when you're praying, you're going to have you're going to get a vision or a message. You have to be mindful about it because the moment you ask the question, definitely the answer will come. Be open. Be open to it. Be more aware.
Right. Mm-hmm. Ang hirap minsan maging aware. Actually, feeling ko din minsan kaya we don't want to ask the question is we're afraid of the answers. 'Di ba?
Baka kasi when you ask yourself questions like, what's wrong with me? Syempre. I mean, if you ask yourself, ganito kaya siya it's the question talaga that's powerful eh. Kasi the moment you ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Your mind, again, your subconscious mind will come up with 10 answers, 15 answers, 20 answers. Tama ba? So why don't you ask yourself the questions that will help you?
Nice. Ask the questions that will help you. Empowering question, not disempowering questions. Very nice. Thank you, Coach Ning. So, medyo may ano din tayo dito. As we're sort of like at the last 15 minutes of our conversation. Um, since you're doing, yun nga eh, diba? To bring the buhayan ka with this purpose of being able to help women and being able to maximize all the lessons and learnings and training you've had in your whole career, and you want to consolidate them together in this new path of yours. And what is your vision? What kind of transformation do you want to help women create in their lives?
Okay. So,
Ang lalim,
um,
no?
yeah, hindi, maganda yan. Kasi, so, I've done talks. I do interviews, yung mga ganyan. So, I do talks and I know that in that 1 hour, may natulungan. Right? May nag-aha, merong perk. But then I realized that sometimes it's a process. Sometimes you have to break down or that's why the Beautiful Masterclass is 30 days because doon sinabi ko, first, 4 parts tayo. We're mind. First, let's break free from the limits of the mind and the limits of who we think we are, ano yung mga limiting beliefs natin. And then the second is now we move on to body. Na dun pa lang eh. Kasi actually, yung actions natin, mas madaling susunod basta yung mind natin na break free. Okay? And then that there is a connection between the mind and the body. And after that, that's when we go deeper into our hearts. So that's the third. And then the last is spirit. So it's embracing na our divine humanity. So that's the four: mind, body, heart, divine humanity. And it's acknowledging. That's why, eto lang, sabihin ko, that's why the book, Unlock the Diva. This is a life guide to unlocking your purpose. And the diva means, if you look at the original Latin meaning of the word diva, it means from God. So
Ganda.
it's just reminding us
Yeah.
what we're made of. And for me, if there's only one word, Di ba, ang dami-daming names ni God? If there's only one word that I will give to God, the best, and it's God is love. Yun lang. So if we are reminded that if God is love and I am made
Yes.
of God, then
Agree.
I am made of love. I am made
Am
of
love.
I am made of beauty and love. And that's what I want to remind women about. You are 100% made of beauty and love. And once you understand that, then it's easier for you to come out there and be more comfortable in your own skin, be able to share your gift, be able to love yourself so that you can love others more. That is the transformation. Okay. And there are four parts also. You start from being disempowered. And disempowered, when we are disempowered, that's when we are unaware. Yun lang. Because we don't know. Yun na nga, yung sabi mo, you have to have a vision or a plan man lang. Because when you don't, then you're lost. Hindi mo alam, di ba? So you're disempowered when you're unaware. So the next step after that is awareness. And after you become aware is then dun na pwedeng magbigay tayo ng tools for empowerment. And after being empowered, that's then again where we can finally embrace everything about us and live. Sabi ko, di ba, yung courage zone, after being empowered, after putting in your courage, you allow miracles to happen. That's when you become a miracle maker.
Yeah, that's so nice. I
That's it.
want to be a miracle maker. So, guys, I'll take this short time to remind everyone that we actually have a workshop, a free workshop, done by Coach Ning, for this Saturday, March 6th, and then also March 13th. So, the next two Saturdays, and we're gonna do it in the FB Live, and it's completely free. I hope you guys can block it off. So the March 6th, 2 to 3 p.m., it's the Beautiful webinar. It's entitled, as shared by Coach Ning, Broken and Beautiful. So that's this Saturday. So please lock it in, put it in your planner, record it, write it down, put an alarm in your phone because you wouldn't want to miss this. And next Saturday, we also have at the same time, 2 to 3 p.m., beautiful webinar entitled Celebrating Womanity. And I hope this is like a gift from Coach Ning to us to celebrate Women's Month. So I hope you guys take this time out to attend this two next two weekends starting this Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. I'm definitely gonna be there. I hope you guys just lock it in. So, Coach Ning, can
Yes.
you, I mean, I know you touched upon like some points already and what they can expect. Kasi this two webinar is just actually a teaser. But of course, madami na silang mapupulot sa dalawang webinars na to. But there's more that they can unlock when they attend your 30-day workshop, 'di ba? So, can you tell us more about the 30-day beautiful series?
Okay. So yeah, it's that because a lot of the things that we're doing actually we're practicing right now in our lives, it's habit. Na build na natin 'yan. And most of the time, are you familiar with our internal dialogue? Are you guys familiar with the internal dialogue? Dialogue is the voice in our heads. And just ko, especially women, ang dami nating chatter in our heads, 'di ba? And one specific ano dyan is usually the voice in our head becomes negative, turns negative. Yun yung nagiging inner critic natin. And so in the workshop, in the 30 days, what we want to do, we'll slowly turn that inner critic into our inner coach, into our inner diva, so that we start loving ourselves from the inside. And it's 30 minutes of loving yourself every day, breaking free from the limiting beliefs, opening your mind, and being able to get the tools na yun na nga, from mind to body to heart and to spirit. And syempre nawala na si Dar. Pero it's that. And that's why it's 30 days kasi we establish the habit, the new habit of being able to talk to ourselves or deal with ourselves in a more loving way. And Dar is back. And
Yes.
see,
Sorry.
I'm see remember I'm a
Go ahead.
personality, I'm personality executive coach, and I'm an NLP practitioner. So in that 30 days, and I'm a professional makeup artist. Remember, so I also teach makeup in that. Kaya nga nandun siya sa part ng body. And as a medical intuitive, I also naman started understanding what are the emotional causes of our diseases, of our physical diseases. And I also shared that there. So grabe ka powerful, grabe ka healing, and grabe ka, the more we do it every day, even just the meditation, because I have a meditation there, and it's when us reaching a good, there's a brainwave in our mind that when we reach that state, dun tayo mas open, dun tayo mas healing, dun tayo mas receiving. And two powerful brain states are alpha and theta. When you get into that relaxed state, do you notice that when you're stressed, hindi ka naman nakakaisip ng mabuti? That is usually the
Correct,
beta
correct.
state.
Agree.
So when we're functioning normally, yun lang, beta state yan, beta brainwave yan. So even in the masterclass, you learn how to relax your mind a little bit through the meditation and through the prayer to get into the alpha and the theta brain waves, so that we're able to relax and be able to think more clearly. Yun siya. So building up, ang dami, sobrang well, yeah. I'm excited.
Nice,
But
nice. Thank
and I'm
you.
also
Thank you for
excited.
sharing that. And I'm excited to learn more about that this coming the next two Saturdays.
Yes.
And so we're in, so Coach Ning, meron kaming question this March, meron kaming pauso that we plan to ask all our guests. So for all the Wednesdays of March.
Uh-huh.
So the question is, what kind of growth do you want to work on or achieve by the end of the year?
Okay.
What
So,
kind of growth?
so
No.
so from last year, I started coming out more into being able to do online courses, to teaching, and now a lot of people are asking me, how can I do the work that you do? So even in so not just ako, parang ganito na ako this year. Let my voice be the beginning of many other people's voices, many other women's voices. Let my bravery lead the way for other women to be braver in embracing their own beauty. So that's what I envision for this year. That yes, whatever I'm sharing, whatever I'm teaching, that it doesn't end with me. That I start mentoring and teaching and grooming other coaches and facilitators na. That's it. My growth point.
Ganda, ganda. Nice. That your courage will inspire more women, more speakers to be able to use their voice and just be able to share their message to everyone. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Coach Ning. So, meron tayong last question. And this last question, so guys, this is our closeout question. For everyone also, Bellas, I hope you're still here with me. I know I've been in and out. My internet has not cooperated for hindi my first time, but parang on a rare occasion this Wednesday night. I hope you guys can also answer this. The question is, since this is the last month for this first quarter, nawala ako. How do you what will you do differently? Kasi diba na-experience na natin yung January, na-experience na natin yung February, to make this first quarter count. What will you do differently to make positive shifts in your day-to-day life?
So Dar, those are one of the
So,
examples of empowering questions. No?
uh-huh. Kasi parang, di ba, we own naman all the changes. Eh. We own our actions, we own our behavior. What can we do differently to make positive shifts in our day-to-day life? See, I can answer this first, then maybe Coach Ning.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry, napuputol din yung net and then I think there's a lag also. Um, for me, what I will do differently in the past few days, this is, well, hindi ko siya nagawa ng January, February, but it's something that I just started a couple of days ago. It's adding really a, a simple exercise on a day-to-day basis. So I'm trying to do jump rope. So gusto kong maging more consistent in that jump rope. And then what I honestly have a struggle with meditation, but it's something that I really want to be able to, parang kasi yung meditation ko, parang hindi siya consistent na everyday. Parang may times, okay, nagagawa ko siya, tapos tomorrow, hindi ko siya magagawa. So parang I really want to be able to develop that consistent, kahit exercise per day, kahit 5 minutes lang, committing to a 5 minute exercise, and meditation, a simple meditation practice. So that's something I hope I'll be able to learn with you with a beautiful seminar. And I'm excited to make that positive shift in my life. How about you, Coach Ning?
Ako naman, I think, kasi ako, I'm such a yes person nga, and I try to just yun, di ba? Parang go with the flow. But I think my other growth point then naman talaga is to really create a schedule na and stick to it and be able to plan with the team ng ganon. So, yeah, that's what we started doing. Kaya nga maganda na may planner para mas medyo
Correct.
na organize din yung life, yung schedule. So that's what I'm going to do. More positive, as positive shift sa day-to-day ko.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, that's also what I recommended also with the team. In our team na to help us with our accountabilities with our tasks. Parang iba-block, gagawa ng meeting, just like kahit 15-minute meeting lang, just to sort of, core, I have an accountability with you na parang, okay, I'll share this report with Coach Ning that I was able to do the exercises. So, isi-schedule ko na sa planner ko in my physical planner, my BDJ planner, and then also my online like calendar na, oh, every Friday, magre-report ako kay Coach Ning. Sasabihin ko lang sa niya, Coach Ning, nagawa ko yung exercises ko for 7 days this week. As in, ganun lang, 5 minutes, ganun. So, that way, it helps us create that accountability for ourselves. And then, parang, it will, I should do this so that by Friday, when I report to Coach Ning,
May
nagawa
masasabi.
ko. So, at least that consistency. May masasabi ako, oo. Correct, exactly. So, that accountability partner has really great value in helping us, I guess, be more accountable
Yeah.
to ourselves. Ayan. So, meron tayong comment na from Arbella. Add a positive note for myself to start the day. And yes, this is added to my BDJ planner. Thank you, Kelly Morrison. We can see your name na. Thank you.
Kelly, also one tip.
So,
When you wake up in the morning, before you add the note, just as in the moment you open your eyes, sometimes you have to remind yourself this, just smile. Smile. Iba yung nagiging, may psychological effect siya. It already lifts agad your happy hormones. So yun. Even if you don't feel like smiling, smile, because it has the fish. Yeah, this is what I study naman in NLP, the physiology of that. It Our physiology kasi also affects our psychology, meaning our acting affects our
correct.
thinking. Yeah, so if you act that way
Yes.
already, it helps you with your day.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for the last tip, Coach Ning. And guys, I'm sure you're bitten. So you have to make sure that you save the date this Saturday and next Saturday at 2 to 3 p.m. So we'll catch Coach Ning again this weekend. And I hope you guys have a great night. And thank you, Coach Ning, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for all yung mga comments, Kate, Bads, all those, Kelly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. Thanks,
And
Dar.
see you, everyone. Good night. Have a great hump day.